people think that leadership is this thing that just happens to you. You get anointed or you were born for it, but it's not. It's a skill that you develop. Marcus Aurelius does not come out of the womb a leader, nor was he emperor by blood. In fact, when first told he was to be king, he wept, thinking of all the bad and failed kings of history. So how does he get there to philosopher king? Book 1 of Meditations shows us. In the first 10% of the book, Debts and Lessons as it's called, he thanks people who groomed him into becoming one of history's greatest leaders. He knew that without his philosophy teachers and rhetoric teachers, and most importantly his mentor Antoninus Pius, he wouldn't have become who he became. Leaders aren't born, they're made. And yet some of us recoil at this idea. We think you either have it or you don't. But a look at some of history's greatest leaders tell you that leadership is a process, not a position. As the Pulitzer Prize historian Thomas Ricks writes about George Washington, the process of becoming a valiant leader was Washington's work of a lifetime. While few of us will be plucked by someone who has charted a course for us, or be thrust into a position of leadership the way Marcus was, we all need to think of leadership as the work of our lifetime, because we're all leaders in one way or another, of families, of companies, of a team, of an audience, of a group of friends, of ourselves. So we could all benefit from a carefully thought out and tested process from which we come out of the other side a better leader. And that's why I've been hard at work at the Daily Stoic Leadership Challenge, Ancient Wisdom for Modern Leaders. We've designed a 9-week course to mirror the kind of education that produced historically great leaders like Marcus Aurelius and, in fact, all the Stoics. Week 1 is becoming a lifelong student of leadership. Week 2 is about mastering your emotions. Week 3 is about dealing with people. Week 4 is about preparing for and surviving adversity. Week 5 is about decision-making. Week 6 is about problem-solving. Week 7 is about culture. Week 8 is about developing your own leadership philosophy. And Week 9 is about the challenges of leadership. We built it around the key lessons from Marcus's own development, the idea that leadership is less a position and more a process, and something that Marcus, like you, has to work at day after day. It's not something you just work at once. It's not something you're born with. It's something you work at diligently and consistently a little bit each day. And it's a process you start now so you can get compounding returns over the course of your life. And that's why we built this, what is actually the longest challenge and course we've built here at Daily Stoic, because becoming a great leader takes time. And to complete it with me, you're going to have to complete 9 weeks of work and study, and then hopefully carry some of these habits with you going forward. Each day you get an email from me. It's 63 emails, more than 30,000 words of all new content that helps you take the right steps along that week's path. And not only have we assembled some of the best Stoic wisdom on what it takes to be a great leader, but we've also assembled some of today's great leaders to be for you what Antoninus was for Marcus. Once a week, there's a leadership deep dive, a live video session with me, and a great expert on that week's theme. Their backgrounds vary from a major general in the Air Force, a leading psychologist who's one of the top cited scientists in the world, and a leadership coach who's been studying and advising some of the world's best leaders for more than 2 decades, and a GM of one of America's greatest sports dynasties. I'll interview each guest to extract some of that wisdom, and then we'll take questions from some of the course participants. There's going to be 3 leadership Q&As with me. Again, a live office hours video session. Ancient Wisdom for the Modern Leader. That's going to be a masterclass in leadership with the cadence and rigor of a boot camp. It's also a live course, which means all the participants will join the course together. We're going to move through it together with the same goal. So registration is open now at dailystoic.com/leadership challenge. But the registration is going to close this Saturday, July 31st at midnight Central Time. We're really excited about this one. I think it's one of our best, and I can't wait for us to make each other better. As Seneca says, we learn as we teach, and that's the premise here. So I can't wait to have it. You can click the link or just go to dailystoic.com/leadership challenge.